What's going on, guys? Matt Manduke here, and what you are looking at now, of course, this is a drone flight, and this is a drone flight over the Lehigh Valley Mall. And immediately we can see is what they've done for Christmas, which is the bushes that they have trimmed like reindeer, and I think that's really cool, actually. And this isn't too far from the Ramada Inn where I'm staying at, and where that last video was. The flying, actually you can see the Best Buy there, and that's as far as I flew over. So then this is on the other side of the street, and this is during Christmas time, so if you're looking at this to see what you're gonna get out of the mall, I don't think they're gonna be quite as busy in other times of the year as they are today, because this is a Saturday in December. I think it's like the 9th or something. It might be the 7th. I'm not sure what today's date is. Maybe. Yeah, today's the 8th. Alright, so I was close. And so yeah, you can see they have Barnes & Noble and a JCPenney. There's a Chipotle and a Loft and a Pottery Barn. There's a Macy's. I didn't actually go inside. I just came over here to fly the drone because I thought it was kind of interesting over here. And, you know, I kind of wanted to see what kind of stores were in the area. No, none of these stores look like they're my kind of stores. But if they're your kind of stores, then to each your own. These stores wouldn't be in business if there wasn't anybody that was into them. And so I flew around trying to kind of get an idea of what was here and how it was laid out, and so you can get an idea of that. But I also flew because I fly every week and I like to fly everywhere I go, and I thought this was something that had a decent amount of cool things to look at. No, I wasn't really supposed to fly here because it was an air path, but I didn't go any higher than 120 feet, and the planes flying over were well higher than that. They might have been in the 500 range. So I didn't find any problem with that, and my drone did not behave too badly. It didn't give me the distance that I really wanted in every direction, but I think that had a lot to do with the building being in the way of where I was. And now off in the distance, you can actually see all the houses that are fairly close to this mall. And you can see the Macy's there, and I did actually try to adjust the camera so you could see it better, because it does different things with lighting based on where you're looking. It says there's a Subway in there. I didn't actually notice that, but I'm not a big Subway eater. I don't eat out too often. I actually have groceries, so I'm just kind of doing this as something to do. And it was a little bit breezy, but that wasn't the problem. It was actually the problem of not being able to keep contact with the drone, because I'm on the other side of this building that we're looking at now. And of course there's a lot of skylighting inside the mall, and like I said, I didn't go into the mall, I just flew outside. But it was fairly interesting to me. There is a decent amount of restaurants that I might actually check out. There was a Bonefish, Chipotle. There's I haven't gotten to it yet, but you will. So you can see 32 there. You can see there's a Home Depot across the street. That's actually across the street from the Ramada Inn, and what you're looking at now is the buildings that you would have seen in the video from last week. Behind those buildings is where you would see the Ramada Inn that I'm staying in, but it's the bottom of a hill, so you wouldn't see it from the angle that I was looking at. And then I fly around here some more so you can get a little bit better view. So if there's a particular store that you're looking for, you would be able to find it based on this, because you'll know where it's at. And like I said before, I don't think the parking lots would be this full in July, but they might be. I don't know. It depends on what kind of people we're really looking at. But you know, the pretentious way that people are around Christmas time, where they want to give people Christmas gifts. What I'm trying to do here is I want to get a good shot of the deer from where I took off at, and you can see that on a park bench behind the deer at the corner, that's me sitting there, but it's kind of difficult to see me, so you may or may not notice that. I was being mindful of how high I was above cars, but the drone actually tells you how high you are. I don't entirely trust it, but mostly I do. So I come down a little bit, and I'm just kind of looking and trying to be as even as possible. I was going to try and get pretty close to those tapestries, but it didn't work out that way. found this to be fairly interesting to look at, and while I'm looking around and I'm trying to like really even myself up, I ended up just taking a shot with my phone to do the thumbnail that you guys saw before you clicked on this video. But yeah, so I like gradually come into this because I thought it was kind of cool that they did that. I thought that was fairly interesting to look at. So I kind of zoom in there, and then eventually I do give up on this. And I know I fly around some more. This would be like the main entrance to the mall. Even though there are entrances in other places, I thought it was kind of interesting that they had these like outside parts that aren't, they're part of the mall, but they're not inside the mall. And then they have inside stuff too. So it's like a couple mini malls attached to a mega mall. Not that it's really a mega mall, because I don't even know that it's multiple floor. I didn't go inside to see that. But here I am flying around some more. And while flying around some more, it's interesting to me how many people are actually there. Like the parking lot is almost entirely full, which I think is kind of insane. And there's a Golden Corral there. So if you're somebody who is watching this to see what's in the immediate area because you're staying at the Ramada Inn because you're here for the Werner experience, then you get an idea of what's around based on, you know, watching this video. And I don't really need to tell you that that's a Golden Corral because you can see that. There's apparently an abandoned loading dock there. Oh, there's a trailer there. Oh, I didn't even see that when I was flying. Kind of like that green car. I could play a game with I Spy with my little I-1 car that is not the same every other car in the parking lot. They're all like the same colors. A lot of black, white, gray, red. There's a few blue. I see an orange there. But almost all the cars are the same. And it's because people are so easily trained. And I was able to get a pretty good distance out here near Bob's Furniture and Babies R Us, which is out of business because they're part of Toys R Us, which is across the street and out of business. I had heard a rumor that they might come back, but Army and Navy, there's a Red Lobster there. Video tracking isn't really catching that. That's what it is. And then you can see how big Boscov's is, which doesn't look very big for a Boscov's, but it might not be too bad. Like I said, I didn't actually go inside. And I think at this point, we're getting pretty close to landing. I'm thinking, because my battery's getting down to be about 25%, so I started actually thinking about that. But I did fly around a little bit more, because like I said, I was enjoying it. And from the air, it kind of makes it seem like everything is a toy, doesn't it? Even though I'm not that high, it still doesn't look that big. And at this point, I'm trying to get my bearings to how I'm going to land. It was interesting to me because of where I was sitting. I guess that's prime parking there. It was interesting to me because of where I was sitting, there was people walking by. And people would notice that I was like flying this drone, and they would just walk under it while I'm trying to land it. And at this point, I'm getting down to like 15% battery, and at 10%, it's like I have to do an emergency landing, and I never want to get it to the point where it's gonna, you know, fall out of the sky because it doesn't have any charge. But as I'm landing, it's seeming like that might happen because people are just like, oh, he's flying a drone, let me walk under it because he's bringing it down. It was very, and like they would notice it before they come up. Look at the way that guy waddles. It's kind of entertaining in itself. So there's me, and there's more people. It was interesting to me because they all did actually notice the drone, but they're like, oh, whatever, they don't care. They're sheeple. It's incredible. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this and you want to see my other drone flights, you can check out that video there. Or if you want to see what I'm like when I'm angry, you can check out that video there. As always, guys, I want you to like the video, subscribe, and I really want to thank you for watching. I wouldn't do this without you. I'll see all my friends later.